Good evening, everybody. It's Adam here, and I am absolutely delighted that we have as our guest on the webinar tonight a gentleman I got to know a few years ago who is making a massive change to Forever on the product side and on the development side. And any of you who've been on the rallies and had the opportunity a few years ago to go over there and see what's happening in Forever Nutraceuticals will have seen how professional the whole setup is becoming. Not to say it wasn't professional before, of course, but it is a really amazing job that he's doing. And of course, our guest is Steve Hatchett, who's the Vice President of Manufacturing and Product Innovation over at the Home Office. And just to tell you some things about Steve that you might not be aware of, Steve is a 23-year veteran of the nutritional industry, and he's worked with literally hundreds of companies all over the world. And before coming to Forever, he served as president and board member of Cornerstone Research and Development, a dietary supplement manufacturer specializing in the development of innovative value-added nutritional supplements, including multivitamins, sports nutrition, weight loss, anti-aging, intestinal health, and other condition-specific products. And Steve has been intimately involved in the formulation, development, manufacturing, commercialization and marketing of over 10,000 individual health and wellness products, many of which are being sold throughout the world today. He was also honored by Utah Business Magazine as one of Utah's top 40 under 40. Steve continues to be very involved in the health and wellness industry and is currently serving as a board member of the United Natural Products Alliance. And I have to say, every rally I go on, Steve walks the walk as well as talks the talk, because early in the morning, before anyone else is up, you can always see him going for a run. The last time I saw him doing that was in London at the Global Rally when I came out downstairs into the lobby of the Grosvenor House and off he was going for a run across Hyde Park. So what I'm going to do now is take great pleasure in handing you over to Steve Hatchett, who is going to take you through the rest of this presentation. And I'm about to change presenter on the screen as well. Yep, all changed over.
Hello, Adam. Can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect. Can you see my computer?
I can see your face, yep, because you've got your webcam on.
And then how about my screen?
Yeah, now I've got it. Perfect. That's what we're looking at right now. I can see your screen. Forever the best nutrition in the world.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Adam, and thank you, everyone, for attending tonight. So glad to be with you. I'm coming from Scottsdale, Arizona, the home office here at Forever Living, and what a privilege it is to be here with all of you and for you to take your time tonight. We're super excited about doing this. In fact, Adam and I talked about this several months ago, and we've talked about doing this, and what a great time to do it, because here's the new year, and what an opportunity for you to kickstart your business and your own wellness by starting off the new year in the right way. And so today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Forever Living, the products, what we do at Forever Living, and what it means to you, because at the end of the day, you have so many individuals who are so interested in health and wellness. It's the biggest growth area in the world in terms of interest. Everyone wants to learn how to look better, feel better. That's so important to them. And so as a result, today I'm going to share some tips, some ideas that I think you'll be able to utilize in your life, and then hopefully share with other people as well. So let's have some fun together, and hopefully you'll enjoy what I presented for you today. Now, this is customized just for Adam and all of your team. Adam is part of the GLT, and he is doing an incredible job within Forever. It's amazing, and what I find time and time again, whenever you talk to somebody who works with Adam, you find time and time again, Adam is so interested in the individual and helping the individual, and that's his number one focus. He's never really been about the money, although the money has come and other things have come as well. But why I think he's so successful is because of the individual purpose and the way he focuses on individuals and helping them become better at what they do. And he follows Rex's philosophy that the more people you help in life, the better you'll do personally. And so truly, the power of Forever is the power of love, and that's evident in the way that Adam works with his team, and that's why we're here today. So without further ado, I'd like to discuss with you a couple of things. And I've got to give you some background because, as Adam said, I've worked with literally tens of thousands of nutritional programs, wellness programs all over the world. And I've had the privilege of working with many, many people, and many executives, and quite a few individuals who are in the health and wellness field from a scientific standpoint, doctors and health authors and so forth. And what drew me to Forever and what made me want to be a part of this organization was when I sat down with Rex Mon, gosh, now it was probably almost 15 years ago. I sat down with Rex and Ruth. There was a different attitude that was there. Rex sincerely cared about the health and well-being of individuals. And at that point in time, we were talking about a couple individual products that I had presented to him. His first comment wasn't about price. It wasn't about any of the typical business issues. The first comment he made is he turned to Ruth and he said, "Ruth, do you know how many people we can help with this product?" That was when I knew that there was something different about this individual. And of course, you've all found that out as well, and what a privilege it is to be part of the Forever family. So after working with Rex and the team here at Forever, I realized that products were so important, and making sure the health and wellness of the consumer was so important, and it was paramount. And as I continued to work over the next 10 years with Rex and the team, I realized very quickly they're doing things differently. They have a higher quality standard. I want to share that quality standard with you and what makes this company so special. I truly do believe it's the best nutrition in the world, and it's because of these specific reasons. Number one is that it's certified, and it's not just certified by any legislative body, although we're certified by many different legislative bodies, but specifically we're Forever certified. Now I know that as I go through these shots that sometimes I'm seeing that the screen doesn't catch up as quick, and I'm sorry about that. Technology is wonderful, but it doesn't completely solve all of our problems, so I apologize if you're not seeing the screen. But as I understand it, Adam is taping this webinar, so you'll be able to see it at a later point in time, just so you know. But currently I've got a slide that shows Forever certification. That is the paramount certification in the entire world, and the reason being is because it is focused on being able to have the highest level of certification in the entire world. Vertical integration is so important, and what we want to have is we want to be able to have an organization that from seed of aloe all the way to distributing it to the individual consumer, it has to be there. It has to be controlled all the way through, and that's something unique about our organization. We do that, and not many other people can. It's such a wonderful benefit. Also, all of our formulas, all of our products are proprietary. They're unique to Forever. The way we process them, the selection that we go through in terms of raw materials, the way in which we combine and formulate the individual product, all those things take into consideration for everything we do. Now again, we've had 37 years experience in this industry. We really know this industry better than anybody else, both on the nutritional side and also on the business side. And so when you're working with Forever, you're working with the absolute best. What some companies are starting today, and they're trying to figure it out, and they don't even know the right business plan. They don't even know the right products to put together. They think, hey, I'll put vitamin A and vitamin E in a product, and there we go. But there's a specific ratio, a very specific ratio of products that have to be ranged. So you have to have a certain level of vitamin E, a certain level of vitamin A. And to get the maximum absorption of certain things, calcium, you have to have a certain level of vitamin D. For nutrients to be absorbed properly in the body, you have to have certain cofactors in there. So formulation, just because you have something on a label doesn't mean it's great, it doesn't mean it's perfect. You have to have the right combination of ingredients. And because of our experience working all over the world, but specifically with the best scientists and doctors in the world, we've come up with the premium products that you as a consumer get the benefit from. And when people say, how can Forever be so successful? And the reality is this, it's quite simple. You marry up the best products in the world that truly are efficacious and make a difference in people's lives. Marry that up to the best business opportunity in the world, and you add this love that Rex talks about and walks every single day, and it's totally different than everything else that's out there, because nobody has that type of combination. Some people may have some good products but a poor business plan, and the love is not even in the equation. But the reality is it's in our mission statement, it's what we do, it's how we walk the talk here, and it's what makes us special here at Forever. I'll also talk about some of the scientific validation. It's not just because I say it's great as it's great, not because you just say it's great, but there's also some really high-end, leading-edge science behind all of this. And of course, we're the only ones that have Forever Aloe Vera Gel. We have a patented process. A lot of the products that are out there in the marketplace are made of water. It's really unfortunate, and they put a touch of aloe in there. In fact, in all the personal care products, you'll see people put personal care products together with all of these active constituents, most of them synthetic in nature, and then they'll put a touch of aloe in there. And then they call this product wonderful, and they get all excited about it because they say, hey, do you see the aloe in there? But the percentage of aloe is less than maybe 1, 2, 3, 4% in many cases. And so whereas Forever Living looks at it and puts aloe in first and then supports it by putting other ingredients in there to help it be more effective. So we start with aloe first. Also, last but not least, certainly the vision. When Rex started this thing way back in 1978, everybody kind of laughed at him and said, oh, what are you talking about, aloe, and what's the benefit of an aloe? I thought you put that on a burn or a scrape or something like that. Well, now all the scientists are seeing the value of what Rex was talking about well over 37 years ago. And he saw the benefits way before everyone else, and so as a result, we, the distributors, and the groups within Forever Living are reaping the tremendous benefits. So when you're looking at the business as a whole, you want to be able to know for certainty that you have a higher standard. And Forever, there is absolutely a higher standard. Because there's standards out there that are the government standards, there's the standards that are out there for the industry, and then there's what's called Forever standards. And that is a much higher standard than what you'll find. I've worked, again, with so many companies and so many different groups and products and so forth. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that they think, hey, if I bring in a bunch of raw ingredients and I blend it up and I throw it into a bottle and I send it out to the world, then I've done my job. And unfortunately, there's so much more to it than that. You'll be pleased to note, and as you can see as the Forever certified levels, we do over 145 to 300 individual tests prior to ever releasing it to the consumer. So we have to make sure the safety, the purity, the identity, the efficacy, the potency, and all the sensory characteristics are exactly right for us to be able to give the product to you. If it doesn't meet those standards, we don't sell it. We don't provide it to our consumers. We never will. Now, it's really important. Those of you who've been to Forever Nutraceutical, you've seen, in fact, there is what we call an FTIR, or identity tester, that basically a raw ingredient has to come in and it goes through an infrared ray to verify that it actually meets Forever standard. Not just the fact that it's, say, for instance, bee pollen, but that it's a specific standard of bee pollen, and it has to meet Forever's quality. And that identity test is like a fingerprint test, and it verifies that. And we do that on every single batch of incoming raw ingredients. And many times we'll have to reject a product because it doesn't meet our quality standard. And we send those back to our vendors. And I ask the vendors, sometimes they say, hey, with the returns that we send to you, is that okay? Are you okay with that? And they said, well, you know, we'd rather you not send it back, but we understand that it has to meet certain quality standard. And so I said, but what do you do with all those raw materials we send back? And they said, well, don't worry. We send those to your competitors. So just to give you an idea, you know, a lot of people who perceive themselves as competitors will use product that we obviously have said it doesn't meet our standards. So there's quite a bit of detail that goes into every single product that we do here at Forever, and it's very different than you'll find at most companies. In fact, in many companies, you won't even find a laboratory on site. It's just really unfortunate. They're not even verifying things. But anyways, you can rest assured that Forever is, and that we meet all the highest levels of certification necessary. Now, to give you an idea, Forever Nutraceutical started back in 2010. Now, we've been manufacturing products at Robson, but we did a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility called Forever Nutraceutical that was actually phenomenal. And it has over 120 employees. It's 80,000 square feet. And it manufactures over 1.5 billion tablets, over 15 million bottles, and over 1.2 million cases of product. That's a lot of nutrition going through that manufacturing. But it is truly state-of-the-art, best-in-class manufacturing. It's done to a pharmaceutical standard. And so as the products we're manufacturing, we have to make it to that pharmaceutical standard so we know and we can be assured that the product we're sending to you is safe and effective, pure and potent. And so that's why we designed that product. And we designed the facility in that way. Now when you talk about from seed to you, this is a beautiful picture of our aloe vera plantation. And you can see aloe as far as the eye can see. It's just incredible under that blue skies. In fact, I'm heading to the Dominican Republic next week to go review the aloe and look at the samples and look at the chemistry and making sure that we're continuing to improve and improve and improve. That's the focus here. But just to give you an idea, in Mission, Texas, in the Dominican Republic, we have combined the largest aloe plantations in the world. It is simply amazing the amount of aloe that we produce and the quality of aloe. That's another key part. We measure the aloe levels. We measure all the different criteria to make sure the product is safe and effective for you. And because we control it from start to finish, it provides us that assurity and provides you the assurity that we've controlled the product. You know exactly what you're consuming. And that's really important because, you know, at the end of the day, you're taking this to your friends, to your family members. You're taking this to people you're trying to bring into your business and helping them improve their life. And if they don't have the confidence in the product, and if you don't have confidence in the product, then we've got nothing. So you have to have the confidence in the product. And I hope today you'll get a better understanding so that you'll have that confidence and you'll share it with everyone you know and just feel comfortable that we've got truly the best products in the world. Now, global sustainability is such a big deal, and the world is so interested in global sustainability. Just to give you an idea, not only do those aloe fields help us from a nutrition standpoint, but they also help us in terms of the earth, in cleansing the earth on an average of 2 million tons of carbon dioxide a year, because we have over 50 million plants that are currently in place between the Dominican and our mission operation. And as a result, we actually have the equivalency is 21 plants are similar to one tree. Well, if you combine that, that rids the earth of 2 million tons of carbon dioxide every single year. So not only are we helping our bodies, but we're helping the earth as well with our aloe plantations. I thought you might find that interesting. Now, I put this slide in because I wanted you to see the type of investment that Rex continues to make in this organization. This is a brand new processing tanks that we have put in place to make sure that we have the most advanced processing for aloe vera in the world. We've got to make sure that we keep all the wonderful benefits of aloe, all those wonderful polysaccharides and amino acids and so forth that are naturally occurring in there, and then ensure that those get to you. That's such a big deal, and it can't just take any sort of a process. It has to take a very high-end process. And as a result, we've actually put together this system, which is there's nothing like it in the entire United States. It's truly the state-of-the-art process where it helps us to ensure that the product is stable, but yet rid of any harmful contaminants, and make sure that we preserve all the wonderful polysaccharides and all the wonderful nutrients that are commonly associated. As you know, there's over 200 plus nutrients associated with aloe. Unfortunately, many of the people who process aloe don't understand how to take care of it, and as such, they'll burn it or they'll damage the active constituents in the products. And so as a result, they just unfortunately don't know what they're doing, and so they put products out there that are very low and high quality aloe. So for us, we're doing this. In fact, this was just installed this year, and it cost us several $1 million to put this in place. But again, to ensure that we have the best product in the world and the safest product in the world, this is what we're doing. Again, I wanted to also give you some perspective. Many companies don't even own their own manufacturing, their own fields, any of that type of thing. And many times they're just in an executive suite somewhere in the world. And I find that really interesting because, you know, where are they making the investment? And are they nervous to make an investment? And sometimes I wonder if perhaps they're nervous to make an investment because they don't know if they'll be here in a couple of years. Well, as you can see, we've been around for 37 years, and Rex continues to invest in you and in this company because he knows it's a sound investment. We're going to be here for another 37 years plus, and we're confident that these investments will pay off long term because you, the distributor, are taking these products to the world, and you see the difference it's making in your lives, and it's blessing the people you love the most, and because of that, we know the survivability of Forever Living is not in question. So just think about that. By doing this new improvement process, we now have increased our capacity by 231% in 2013. So, as you're selling Fit and Aloe and the Vital 5 out there in the world, you can rest assured that we have a massive amount of capacity to fulfill all the demand that you create. So that's always nice to know. Now, let's take a quick snapshot and a look. Other companies, well, they have to source out farms and factories in many cases. And after that, they have to find a processor and a broker. Then they have to find a separate manufacturing facility. Typically, then they'll have to find additional testing, and then they'll go to a different global distribution. You'll have anywhere from 5 to 6 different processes and different companies that are involved. And as a result, we have a massive amount of benefit for Forever Living, because we are in a position where we have the most what I would consider ideal situation of control. Because we control it from the seed all the way to the consumer, we don't have to worry about whether the quality standards of a new farm or a processor or a manufacturing facility is correct. We don't have to worry about any of that. What we have to focus on is we have to focus on making sure we get that product to you in as efficient manner as possible. So when you're thinking about Forever, and you're trying to say, well, what separates your company from everyone else? Well, again, remember, we control all the way through the process. Very rarely do you find that anywhere else in the world. Now, let me give you a little bit of background on the science behind our products, because there is a tremendous amount of science behind the products. Besides them being holistically and created and wonderful products themselves, there's a tremendous amount of science that's behind these products. You're very familiar with Dr. Farad Murad and his research on nitric oxide. And as a result of nitric oxide, just to kind of give you an idea, he found out that by creating nitric oxide in the body, it vasodilates the cells and so improves circulation. Well, the key was, how do you increase nitric oxide? And the answer was arginine. And so as an amino acid, semi-essential amino acid, when they found in studies that by putting additional arginine in our bodies, you increase the rate of nitric oxide production and the creation of nitric oxide, which then in turn improves the circulation. So that was the key. Well, that was only part one. Part 2 and 3 are so important. Number 1 is that you have to have arginine, but you also need cofactors inside your body, naturally occurring cofactors, to be able to create that reaction from arginine to nitric oxide, certain vitamins and certain levels. Well, of course, Rg Plus knows that, and that's why we actually put those specific ingredients in that certain ratio to ensure that the product would create the nitric oxide inside the body in the most efficient manner possible. In addition to that, we also put in specific fruits and antioxidants to ensure that we would have what we call metabolic waste cleanup. Because after you create this nitric oxide, just like if you think about an engine of a car, you put in the gas and then boom, the engine fires up. Same thing, you put in the arginine, boom, and fires up the nitric oxide, but then there's an exhaust that comes out after that reaction. Well, most companies don't even think about that. They don't even worry about that. But Forever Living actually thought about that and put this proprietary fruit blend in there with antioxidants to ensure that you eliminate metabolic waste as well. Because we provided the cofactors, the best form of arginine, and we looked at eliminating metabolic waste with certain fruits, it provided for us the best vehicle to create nitric oxide in the body, and as such, that's why Dr. Murad wanted to be a part of Forever Living and why he consumes it on a daily basis. And this is the gentleman who won the Nobel Prize on nitric oxide research. Now, when I talked to Dr. Murad, he told me time and time again, do you know how many people, how many companies have come to me to try to endorse their products? And it's just staggering the amount of people who have, and companies who have tried to get him to do it. But he's only focused on Rg Plus, and the reason he's focused on it is because we have a more advanced formula. So you can see that Forever Living is drawing the best in the world, not just from a distributor standpoint, but from a scientific standpoint as well. Now, you look at, I'll give you a couple more examples. Dr. Jorn Dyerberg, who's a medical doctor, and he's now officially retired, but he was the foremost expert on omega-3s. Back when Rex was looking at aloe, Dr. Jorn Dyerberg was looking at the benefits of omega-3 fatty acids, and he actually did this amazing epidemiological study that was done up in Greenland and verified with those Eskimos that they were consuming a massive amount of essential fatty acids. And at that point in time, people didn't really understand it. They just understood that they were consuming a tremendous amount of what they called whale blubber and fish up there. So a massive amount of fat that's involved there. But the great thing is the ratio of docosahexaenoic acid and EPA that's in the naturally occurring in the fish is what giving them a tremendous benefit from a cardiovascular standpoint and a health standpoint. So there was this kind of unique situation where they're saying, wait a second, some of the best health in the world is a place where people are eating predominantly fatty foods. How is that possible? Well, it's the source of fatty foods, and it's specifically the omega-3 fatty acids, those essential fatty acids that are necessary for our daily function of our cells. And so Dr. Jorn Dyerberg did this study and verification, and it was incredible. So, and when we launched the new Arctic Sea, Dr. Jorn Dyerberg saw the research that we had done, and by utilizing the calamari material, he was absolutely blown away. And he came out of retirement, and as many of you know, because you were there, he came on stage and he actually presented, and he was the one who introduced Forever Arctic Sea. So it's pretty neat that the foremost expert on omega-3 fatty acids and essential fatty acids was the one who launched our Arctic Sea product. So when you're thinking about who has the best products in the world, well, look at the people and the science behind our products, and it's pretty impressive. If you look at also our probiotic product, and another example is the kids product that we've put out in the market. Again, health experts, holistic health expert Mark Pedersen, Dr. Mark Pedersen, he has by design, he has Crohn's disease. That's inherent in him, and so he was looking for products that would help his gut health and to support his gut health because it was really challenged. And I want to make sure it's clear that that probiotics do not, and I repeat, do not cure anything, or they don't mitigate anything, and that's not what we do with our supplements. But you can support your body, and you can help your body, line your body with good probiotics. And one of the ways to do that is through our patented Forever Active probiotic, and colonizes the gut with 1 billion live good bacteria. But the science behind it comes from Dr. Mark Pedersen, which is very famous for his book Nutritional Herbology, which is sold all over the world. And he is the foremost expert on gut health. Along with that, our in-house nutritionist, Jennifer Ferniza, was very instrumental in creating kids, not just because she's a nutritionist, but because she's a mom and she wants to make sure the best nutrition in the world go to those kids. What a lot of people don't know is that we use the chelated minerals, the best form of minerals in the world, to ensure that we have safe and effective products, but that also are more bioavailable for our bodies. And so we spend a little bit more on those raw ingredients to ensure that we get the best, but that's what you're putting inside your body and your children's bodies. So it's amazing when you look at the groups of people, and this is just a handful. We have on staff over 17 scientists with different degrees and so forth, along with a myriad of health practitioners, doctors, nutritionists, naturopaths, and we work with them all over the world. We work with the best in their respective fields to ensure that the products we're giving you are the best products truly in the world. Now, this is going to be a sampling, and it's a sampling of different studies that we've done and research that we've done. And I'm not sure if you guys are picking up on this because I'm seeing that the audience view is still red. But what it's basically going is there's a slide that basically shows a multitude, literally hundreds of thousands of different types of studies that are going through the system and are being created all throughout the entire world to substantiate the ingredients inside of our products. Now, if you can't see that, it'll be on the webinar or the actual one that Adam will provide you. But literally, if you look at the amount of research there is, I believe, just on the Core Vital 5 product, there's over 250,000 studies that support the ingredients in our product. Think about that, 250,000 studies that are out there that support the ingredients in the products that we have. So it's just literally incredible to see what we have. And so don't worry, you don't have to do all that research. Our team at Forever is doing that for you, so you don't have to worry about that. But again, let's recap. We have the highest standard Y, the certification levels. We have the ALO certification, the Halal certification, the kosher certification, the GMP certification. We have vertical integration from seed to you. We have all of our formulations are proprietary and unique to Forever Living. You can't find them. The only place you can get these formulas is from you, the distributor. There's nowhere else. Hundreds of people out there in the world have come to me and says, hey, what store can I go to? I said, there's only one store, and that's the distributors here at Forever Living. And you need to sign up, and that way you can have access to it. So these formulas are proprietary, and the experience by which we've created them and manufactured them and now distributed them to the world gives us a tremendous leading advantage. We've shown you the scientific validation associated with these products and why the best and brightest scientists and doctors in the world are coming, literally flocking to Forever, because our science and our products are truly the best. Then you add to that aloe vera gel and a proprietary process of aloe vera gel, and then you actually capture the vision of what Rex was doing over 37 years ago, culminated in what we have today with Forever Living. So you have the best and brightest scientists mixed with the best products in the world, with the best distributors in the world, and what you have is, in my opinion, the greatest combination you can possibly have to help people have health and wellness all over the world. So let's talk about why that's so important. Hippocrates has said a wise man should consider that health is the greatest of human blessings. And that's absolutely true, because if any of you have tried to go very long without very good health, it's very difficult. And I'm sure you have friends and family that are in the same situation, where every single time I've done a lecture anywhere in the world, I asked the audience, I said, okay, go ahead and raise your hand if you or a loved one is going through a massive health challenge at this point in time. And almost inevitably, every single hand shoots up. And that's because our bodies, as amazing as they are being subjected to the world of toxins and pollutants and fried foods, and unfortunately, we're having more stress, more challenges in our lives on a daily basis, and we're not consuming the right nutrition on a daily basis, and we're more stressed than we've ever been. And environmental toxins they're all colluding, if you will, against our bodies. And so as a result, we're in a real challenging environment. So we have a lot of issues throughout the world. But the bottom line is, it doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to accept that. And I think we've all learned that here at Forever. We don't accept the standard that's out there. We want to do better. We want to do more. It's more important for us to live a life where we're feeling great. The other day, when anybody says to me, how you doing? And they say, getting along, or okay, or I'm hanging in there, I cringe, because why? Why not live a full life? Why not enjoy your life? Why not do more, be more? And then you start to investigate and say, well, I want that word to be great or fantastic. What can help you get there? Well, I'm struggling a little bit financially, or I just don't have the energy I used to have, or those types of things. Well, those are perfect opportunities for you to help people and say, wow, you know what? We are a company. I provide products from a company that helps people generate income, additional income, as well as help them live happier and healthier lives. Would you be more interested in talking about that? And it's amazing. Most people have an interest in wanting to have more energy. And if I've actually started a conversation with people when they look all dragged, I said, if I could tell you a way that you could increase your income and also have more energy, would you be interested? And who isn't interested in that? They're all interested in that. Yes, tell me more. And then we start. Really a barometer of our health is our energy and our energy production. And energy comes from two primary sources. Okay? Number one is you have to have the right nutrients going into your system. So you have to have optimized the nutrient intake, whether it's the foods or supplements you're consuming. And number two is, and equally as important, is you have to eliminate waste through your body. Now, a lot of these guys, I've seen a lot of athletes come to me and they say, I took all these supplements when I was living my life, and it was great, and it was awesome, and I loved it. And but now everything's kind of falling apart. I'm in pain. I'm just dying, and my body's just gone through heck and back. And why is that? You know, I took all those supplements. Why aren't they helping me? Because the supplements are good to provide nutrients, but if the supplements aren't designed to help your body support eliminating metabolic waste, that metabolic waste gets stored inside your body, and as a result, you end up with pains and joint problems and all sorts of manifestations of health challenges. And so equally important, and that's what we think about here, is we want to eliminate waste. So once we provide those nutrients and those reactions take place inside of our bodies, and now there's metabolic waste generated, we have to eliminate that metabolic waste. So how do we do that? Well, there's three primary ways to get nutrients into our bodies effectively. Okay. First, you have to get them absorbed. Okay, they have to be absorbed. If they're not absorbed, then it doesn't matter. Okay, and what's interesting is most companies just miss this completely. They don't even think about it. You know, do they prepare the body to receive the nutrients they're about to consume? It'd be like having a water that's open to you, a faucet or something like that, but you don't bring a cup. If you don't bring a cup, then the water is just going to go down, and it's not going to go to you. You're not going to be able to contain that water. You have to be able to have a way to get those nutrients absorbed. And our body is very finicky in many ways to certain nutrients, and it requires a very unique situation to be able to absorb these nutrients properly. So, as a result, we are currently focusing on absorbing those nutrients effectively and then circulating those products. Remember we talked about nitric oxide and creating nitric oxide, so you can open up those pathways so those nutrients, once they're absorbed, circulate to the cell, and then we fortify the cell. So it's absorption, then circulation, and then fortification. Now, why are we focused on cells, and why is it so important? Well, bottom line is scientists continue to find that the bottom line is that we're made up of hundreds, literally hundreds of trillions of cells. And as a result, in fact, in this webinar, we'll have produced several million cells inside of our bodies. Through this webinar, we'll actually have done that. And so as a result, we have to be able to have healthy cells. If we don't have healthy cells, we don't have a healthy body. And if we don't have a healthy body, then it's only a matter of time. And so we have to take care of our cells. So everything is at a cellular level. If we help those cells stay healthy, then we're going to be healthy. The cells of our individual organs, our skin, everything. If we focus on those cells, so we've got to deliver those nutrients to the cells. And how do we do that? Well, we've talked about it. We want to be able to have a position where we're able to get the absorption of the nutrients, the correct nutrients, circulate those directly to the cells, and then get inside the cell. Now, interestingly enough, the cell is made up of, guess what? Omega-3s or fatty acids that are on the outside. And so if you don't have a large amount of omega-3s, and by the way, your body doesn't create omega-3s, that's why they're essential fatty acids. And so you have to have those omega-3s inside your body to be able to have a good permeable, what they call permeable cell wall, so the nutrients can get into the cell. Well, if you don't have the right amount of omega-3s or the essential fatty acids, then those walls can harden, and as a result, those nutrients make it all the way through the system, but they can't get into the cell because it's hardened, and the walls are more difficult for it to be absorbed. So as a result, you want to have good, pliable walls, and the omega-3s are great at that, so Arctic Sea is very, very important. Now, here's an interesting point. They've said, our nutrition and our wellness right now, that the overweight are just as malnourished as the starving. How could that possibly be? How could people being overweight be just as malnourished? Because they're not eating the right foods. And as a result, there's nutritional gaps in our diet. There is, every day when we eat our foods and consume all of the products that we consume, we don't know exactly how much we've received. In fact, if you think about it, when the waiter gives you that whatever he's giving you, steak or fish and chips or whatever it is that you're consuming, ask the waiter next time, how much omega-3s are in here? How much vitamin E is in here? In fact, if I was to ask any one of you, how much vitamin E have you had today? Or how much docosahexaenoic acid have you had today, which is essential. Both are essential for your body to function. I bet many people can't say. In fact, in every single lecture I've ever done, not one person could tell me the exact amount they've done. They don't know. They literally don't know. And the foods we're eating, we just don't know how much we're getting. And so because of that, it's because we don't know, and we don't have time in many cases to verify it, there's tons of nutritional gaps in our diet. And so as a result, our cells will start to break down. And it'll happen at a cellular level, and then slowly you'll start feeling it because you'll start seeing a lack of energy. You'll start to see challenges where you'll be at the doctor and you'll be talking to him about things you've never talked to him about before. And that's because many, many months, even years before, your cells weren't getting the nutrients they need, and over time they started to shut things down. So you've got to get this nourishment to the cellular level. Now, how do we do it? Well, there's the optimal health pyramid that we focus on here at Forever Living, and the base of that's aloe vera gel. And then we have our nutritional core product, which is included of the Vital 5, and then we do targeted care. So when somebody comes into Forever as a new person, the foundation of it is aloe, and here's the reason why. Aloe is such a critical part, because it is the preparer of everything else that's about to come. It is the pathway by which nutrients ride to get to the absorption levels that we want to have. In fact, if you look at it, inside of our gut, we have to have a certain level, a certain percentage of active microflora that's in there. And we want that microflora to be at a minimum of 85% good bacteria and 15% bad bacteria. Unfortunately, that's not the case. And unfortunately, many of the guts that are out there are only 15% good bacteria and 85% bad bacteria. So we have a really bad ratio of good bacteria inside the gut. So as a result, what do we do in that situation? How are we able to manage it? We need to get more of what we need inside of our guts there. So why is that so important? Well, let me tell you, your gut is amazing. It literally is amazing. In fact, think about this. It'll just absolutely blow you away. Majority of all of the nutrient absorption happens through digestion and through the digestive process. Where does all that majority happen? It happens in the small intestine, which is part of your digestive system. So having a healthy digestive system is one of the keys to getting proper nutrient absorption. In addition to that, 70% of our immune cells. So you think if you want to be immune and you want to support your immune system, well, one of the key ways to do it is have a healthy digestive system with good microflora inside there, because 70% of the immune cells are in your gut. So if you want to be healthy and have tremendous amount of immunity, that's where you want to get your digestive system. I put at 85% minimum good bacteria. And then mood. Serotonin levels are the feel-good tone that we want in our bodies, and we have to have that and be able to produce the feel-good factors that are in our body. Otherwise, we're down and we're in the dumps and so forth. Well, 90% of our serotonin level is generated inside the gut. 90%. So again, if your gut isn't healthy, sure enough, probably you're moody and you've got some challenges there. Lastly, half the nervous system is located inside the gut. So when you say you've got a gut feeling, well, that's probably accurate. The nervous system is directly connected to the brain, and it's incredible, just really how it's set up inside the brain and inside the nervous system and how it's connected to the gut. Now, how do we improve the gut? How do we improve the nutrient absorption? How do we ensure that we get it? Well, again, it starts with aloe, because aloe has natural prebiotic fibers and 200 plus active constituents that are soothing and helpful for your gut. So you're feeding your gut and the good bacteria in your gut what we call superfood for the gut, and that's what's so important. So aloe is the start of it, and in fact, they've actually done hundreds of studies, thousands of scientific articles that support what we're talking about. It's literally incredible what they've been able to find about aloe vera and how it does this. And in fact, recently in studies that we've seen across the world, we find that time and time again, when people study aloe vera and find out the benefits of aloe vera, they find out this amazing statistic, that aloe vera helps other products be more effective. That's why it's the base of everything. So when a distributor comes to you and says, where do I start? They start with aloe vera. That is the key, because then any supplement you take after that, you have a better opportunity of getting it absorbed and delivered properly to the body, because you're taking aloe vera and it's giving you that opportunity for better digestion. It's increasing the amount of good probiotics that are in your body, and it's helping those receptor sites be prepared so that you can receive the nutrients that are in there. In fact, in the screen, hopefully you can see this, but vitamin E bioavailability, which is a fat-soluble vitamin, and vitamin C bioavailability, they did a study on this, and they found that when you actually consume aloe vera, that there's an increase, 3 times the amount of bioavailability of those vitamins when you're taking it in conjunction with aloe vera as opposed to not taking it with anything. So why is aloe vera the core at what we do? Because of that specific thing. So you want to improve your bioavailability. You want to improve the bioavailability of the food you consume, of the supplements you consume, the products you're using. If you want to do that, then this is what you want. This is what you need. You need to have this. Because again, minimum daily requirements in many cases, and I don't know if many of you can see this because it's showing it's not 100%. It seems like any of the active slides I have, unfortunately, don't translate. So I hope some of you can see this. If you can't see it, what it's basically showing is a bar chart showing vitamins A through the minerals. And in many cases, there's tons of deficiencies associated with that. And as a result, we go without. And so our cells go without, and it starts to create problems. But if you take the core products, the aloe vera and the daily and the Vital 5 that we've talked about, then you have that nutritional core and you're able to get the minimum daily requirements of your nutrition along with the food that you consume. So that's the focus. You want to have Arctic Sea, you have RG, Forever Daily, probiotic. All those are so important for you to make sure that you have that core of nutrition, that Vital 5, to ensure that your body has the optimal nutrients, the essential fatty acids, the essential vitamins, the essential minerals. All those are super key. So again, when we look at this, what do we want to have? We want to have absorption. Well, you're doing that with the probiotics, by the way, as you know, provide additional probiotics to the gut. So you have aloe vera gel plus the probiotics. That gives you a great combination to ensure that your digestive system is absorbing the nutrition properly. Okay, so that's what we're doing. How do we get nutrients to the cells? By number one, starting with absorption. You're doing that with Forever Aloe Vera Gel, and you're doing that with the probiotic. Okay, next you want to circulate it. Well, how do you do that? Well, RG Plus provides arginine, which, as we know, gets converted to nitric oxide, which Dr. Murad's research indicates that vasodilates the blood vessels and increases the amount of nutrients and oxygen that flows through our circulatory system to the cellular level. So you want to be able to have good absorption, Forever Aloe Vera Gel, and you want to be able to take probiotic. You want to have good circulation, you want to have that opportunity, well, great way to look at doing that is through arginine, and specifically RG+. And then let's fortify those cells. How do we do it? Well, on a daily basis is a perfect way to do that, giving you all the essential vitamins, the minerals that are necessary, along with the Arctic Sea, which gives you all the essential fatty acids. So absorb those nutrients, circulate them, and then fortify your cells. And that's how we have the keys for optimal health. That's what you provide. Most companies will just give you vitamins or minerals or nutrition, but they've never focused on making sure that you're ready for them through absorption and circulation. They just want to go straight to fortification, but if you haven't done step 1, absorption, and step 2 in circulation, then the amount of nutrients going to those cells is diminished. That's why Forever is so different, and that's why this company continues to be successful. And that's why we smile a lot in this business. So once we've got our core foundation set, then what do? Well, we've got this optimal health pyramid where we can focus on specific areas that we're interested in. Everybody's different. Some are athletes, some people are working mothers, some people are working fathers, some people are children, some people are over their 70s. It just depends on where you are in your life and what you're trying to accomplish. So then you're going to need some additional supplements to help you with the respective areas that you're focused on. So now you have nutritional core and a targeted core. So What are those different things? There's tons of different areas, whether people want to focus on women's health, men's health, immune system fortification, antioxidants, vision, weight management, digestion, energy, mental. All those areas are really important to every person. It's different relevance in terms of importance, but what you can do is you can educate yourself, and then you target those individual issues. What I've always told people is find 3 things that you want to improve about yourself. If New Year's, go ahead and look for 3 things that will improve your life. Target those specific areas, and then do some research. There is a great amount of good research that's out there available on the website. The team here, Andrew O'Hare and the team here at Forever Living, has put a massive amount of good information that's out there. Study up on it. Find out what's beneficial for you. If you want to improve yourself, go look at the website, take a look at the products, educate yourself on what we have to offer, and you'll be surprised at the amount of types of things that we actually have that you can actually utilize on a daily basis. I'll give you a quick example of something. This is an individual who is wanting to improve their cardio health, has needed something for the lips. They're getting really dry, and needed an increase in the amount of minerals they're consuming. And so as a result, what we're trying to do is we're actually doing a personalized nutrition. So he gets the core products, right? He gets the aloe in there, and he does as much of the Vital 5 as he can, so he gets his body prepared for those nutrients, and then he adds cardio health and aloe lips and nature mint to the formula so he can improve upon his health and wellness. Another example is this individual wanted more energy, wanted to improve their shape, and wanted to do something with skin. Well, again, what do we start with? We start with Forever Aloe Vera Gel first, and then we focus on the essential nutrients, and then we look at other products that are out there that are available that can help us with increased energy and more shape and skin. So you see how that works? Find what those 3 things that you want to improve yourself on. Start with aloe, the Vital 5, and then go from there. Now the great thing is, we talked about shape. Let's talk about a little bit more about shape in a second, but that's one of the things we want to focus on for the balance of this presentation. One thing I wanted to mention to you is that it is amazing if you look at our skincare line and what we have, and again, the types of products, but you look at the levels of collagen and the vitamins and the peptides and all the things that are in all of our wonderful personal care line, and the core is the aloe vera gel, and it does things in terms of penetration and providing nutrition and wellness beyond anything else that's out there, because again, back to what I said at the beginning, we put aloe as the primary ingredient first, and then the other ingredients that are in combination, and that's what makes it so effective, and that's why people love all of our wonderful products. Now, I want to talk to you a little about fit in the time remaining that we have. We know that there are people all over the world who are overweight or obese. We just know that. That's the challenge we have. It's reality. The most recent statistics come back at 2.1 billion people that are overweight, and they actually did a study on 33 countries, over 33 years, 188 countries, and they found that almost a third of the global population is overweight. It's amazing. And this is very interesting, that no country has successfully reduced obesity in 33 years. Not only are we getting heavier, but nobody has come up with a way to reduce weight. So there's effectively and consistently that people can find. So when you look at the UK, they said that almost 50% of the UK population could be obese by 2050. Think about that. Half the individuals in the UK could be overweight by 2050. So what makes this possible? Well, look at the calorie consumption that we're doing nowadays. The calorie consumption has changed. In 1910, the calorie percentage of the meat, fat, and sugar was only about 15% of what we eat. However, now in 2010, as they looked at the calorie consumption and beyond, it's 60%. It's the predominant source of what we're getting, these meats, these fats, these sugars. We've gone from before it was an agrarian society where we ate from the garden and we ate very natural things, to now where it's a model of efficiency and it's taste and preference. We want things that taste sweet and salty, and we really want what we want. And in many cases we can afford it, so we do it. And as a result, our bodies are taking a massive toll. So now we're kind of looking like this. And what's happening is our fat stores are being exactly that, stored, because we're getting excessive amounts of fat, and not the good fat, the essential fatty acids that we want, but unfortunately the fats that aren't so good for us. And as a result, they're getting stored, and because our body is thinking in its head, it's saying, wait a second, this is excess fat. What can I do with it? Or excess carbs, I'll convert it to fat, and then we'll store it like a chipmunk would store a nut. Okay, and it stores it somewhere. In many cases with men, it's in our bellies, and the women, it's in the thighs, and it can go both places in many cases depending on your hormones and so forth. But the bottom line is our body's trying to preserve it for another day because it's in the way we're created, it has to have those stores. So unfortunately, we are having some challenges. Now, if you look at the UK alone, it's $586 billion market, this weight loss category. Isn't that incredible? $586 billion. And Europe is the second largest weight loss market in the world, second to the United States. And trust me, I think we're going to beat you by 2050. We'll probably have 75% of the people will be overweight or obese here in the United States by 2050. That's just my own personal prediction, but it just seems like we really, unfortunately, have some challenges there. Interestingly enough, look at the opportunity associated with C9. I was talking with Adam earlier, and according to him, C9 was the most Googled diet product in the UK in 2014. So people need it. We know it's a massive market. And look at this. People are actually not just looking for weight loss, they're looking for C9. And you are the only one who have it. So when people are Googling, I hope you're setting up your websites and your social media in such a way that they can find you because they want you. #1 Google diet in the UK in 2014. They are wanting to find you because they know the success this has had. Now, I've said since day one, the FIT program, it's not a diet, it's a decision, because once you decide to do it, it really does work. And I have yet to find an individual who actually is compliant with the program, actually does the program, and has not been successful. Because at the end of the day, we want to look better, feel better. We want to be able to have control, achieve more, do more, have more confidence. And from the testimonials we're seeing, that's exactly what FIT does. How do we do it? It's real simple. It's 1, 2, 3. We have smart, healthy calories coming in. And it's not perfect all the time, but that's what we try to do. We increase the metabolic calories going out so that we actually do some exercising, and we make sure that we maximize the calories that we have, and then we feed our metabolism. That is so important. Is it all about calories? No. It's not all about calories. It certainly is not about calories. But what it is about ensuring that we have the right types of foods on a daily basis. That is the key. Now, as we look at this program, we found time and time again that people say it's too complicated, it's too hard, I'm overwhelmed, it won't work for me, diets just don't work for me, it's too long, it's all the excuses you can hear in the world. Okay? Well, those are exactly what they are, excuses, because if you make the decision to do this, it will change your life. There is no question about it. We've got a simple, effective program, and we've put it into a neat little kit that anybody can do. Now, it's 9 days. That's what separates you. People got to think about this. If they'll take 9 days of their life, that can start them on a path to be able to become the healthiest they've ever been. Then there's 30 days and 30 days after that. But we talk about these, and we talk about what's in the C9. And #1, we have the aloe vera gel, which focuses on metabolism. You have the Garcinia and the Forevър Ultra, which focus on satiety and hunger hormones and feeding yourself good proteins. The fiber to help with regulation of the body. And then Therm, which burns the fat, which is awesome. You know about the benefits associated with aloe vera gel. It's incredible, and that's why if we feed our metabolisms, and a lot of people don't understand this. They say, why do you have aloe in the weight loss program? Because if you feed your metabolism, what we talked about earlier, it helps improve the vitamins and the other nutrients that you're trying to get inside your body. It helps improve that. So if you want your program to be successful, start with aloe. It doesn't matter whatever you're trying to achieve, start with aloe first, and then you'll be better off. Okay? So we talked about the increase of bioavailability of those vitamins. Those are so important, and that happens inside of FIT as well. Now, Ultra, they found time and time again that when a meal replacement is provided, that it helps the success of the diet. And Forever Light Ultra provides heart-healthy, non-animal protein. And 2 servings provides 100% of the RDA for vitamins and minerals. So it provides satiety, protein, as well as heart-healthy protein and muscle support and recovery. Garcinia Plus, what a wonderful product that is to help with appetite. There's 3 things that it's known for: appetite control, positivity, because it helps with the neurotransmitters up in the head again, and then carbohydrate utilization, so that those carbohydrates, those excessive carbohydrates, don't get stored as fat. Then we come to Therm. This is one of the newest products, but it's one of the most exciting products, and it's one of the fastest selling products. It's incredible. This is Therm has been one of the best selling products we've ever launched from a global. Why is it so successful? Because it gives your body that internal furnace where it releases some of the stored fat, transports it to the mitochondria of the cell, and then burns it for energy. So you're finding the fat and you're burning it for energy. What a great combination. Forever Fiber, people love this product because it gives them this feeling of satiety, but it also provides much needed prebiotics. Those are the superfoods for the probiotics. It also acts like a sponge through our body, picking up chemicals and toxins throughout our body that we don't need. And it provides 5 grams of healthy, soluble fiber. If you look at the current volume that people are taking on a daily basis of fiber, based on what the traditional world is talking about, you want to have an average of 30 grams of fiber per day. Unfortunately, we're getting half that in our daily diet. So an additional 5 grams of fiber is so beneficial to you, and it does a tremendous job of getting you closer to that 30 grams per day. Well, beyond giving you some incredible products, we simplified it into a 9-day program that anybody could take. We've got it in a blister pack and a stick pack so that you can take it with you to your work or to your workout areas or those types of things. It's so simple and easy, and you know whether you've taken it. You know whether you're compliant with it because you just push it out and you can see day 1, I do this, day 2, I do this, day 3, I do this, and morning, noon, and night. So simple. Then we add the exercises and the specific foods that we're recommending, and those all combine to give you the success that you're looking for on a consistent basis. A lot of people would say, okay, Steve, I did the C9, but then what? What do I do after those 9 days? And I said, now we need to focus on getting more fit, more healthy. You've cleansed the body. You've been able to get rid of a lot of those toxins. You've lost some weight. Now we need to start getting what I call fit. And there's F1 and F2, and those give you basically 60 days to eliminate you. So 69 days, and it's an incredible transformation that can occur, and we'll show you some examples coming up. So again, what's the difference with F1, F2? Now you have a 30-day supply, essentially, along with the Pro X 2 bars. Those are snacks that you can get additional healthy protein that you want on a daily basis. So when people are trying to figure out, hey, can I do this? Well, give me 9 days. We'll change your life. In 9 days, literally, most people, their average is anywhere from 3 to 6 pounds, from what I'm hearing from people that talk to me. 3 to 6 pounds. Some do more than that, but that's a nice, healthy start to people who are using that. And I've heard a lot more in some cases, but that's probably a safe number to use. And then you start building upon that with this F1 and F2, 30 days of getting fit and healthy and giving you those Pro X2 bars to be able to nibble on as you go through this transition. So what's great about those Pro X2 bars? It's basically a delicious, healthy snack that provides satiety and recovery for your body. So now you have the exercises for 30 days. And so let's review what we're doing with Forever Fit. Okay, let's talk about what it is that's making it so unbelievably successful. Number 1, smart, healthy calories coming in, increasing the metabolic calories going out, and feeding our metabolism. It's the forgotten piece of the weight loss puzzle most companies don't understand, and we have put it together in a simple program for you. Now, wanted to talk to you about Mike. Many of you guys might know Mike. He's in Adam's group, and he wanted to do fit. And why did he want to do fit? It's real simple. He wanted the experience, so when he talked to people about it, he would know about it. He also wanted a desire to improve his fitness, and he wanted to help build a healthier downline, healthier body, everything else that comes with it. Let's look where he was. Day 1, his weight was 65.1 kilos. Okay, body fat 14.9%, resting heart rate at 54 beats per minute. Okay, if you can kind of look at where he was, look at this transformation that took place. It's incredible. Look at day 0, now to day 10, day 25, day 39, day 54, day 69. Now, what's incredible about this, I mean, going from where he was, now he was already not bad in many cases, and that's what a lot of people say, well, I'm not too bad. Well, why not be great? That's as Greg always talks about, good is the enemy of great. And if we're okay, we're doing good, why not be great? I mean, this is a great example of how Mike went from really good, quite honestly, to great. And that day 69, you can see that muscle tone coming in. It's incredible. Look at his numbers. Weight 65.4. Now, that's about the same as where he was before, but look at body fat, 9.1%. And his resting heart rate is now 46 beats per minute, much, much lower than it was before. So you look at body fat. So what happened? Why does his weight stay the same? Because now his fat was replaced by toned muscle. What an incredible transformation. The energy levels he received, the benefits, and you look at them. So what was the key learnings in this experience for Mike? Well, number one, consistency. By doing it consistently. You can't just dabble in these types of things. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to try it for a little bit and then give up. If you follow the plan, you also have a group. Have people you love and appreciate that will hold you accountable. Did you take your products today? Did you do your workout today? Go out and bike ride together, run together, exercise together. This helps facilitate a group involvement and get you more successful. Plus, by inviting people to your group, they're more interested in understanding a little bit more about you, your business, and what you're doing. Visualize your goals daily. I think this is a great comment. You want to know where you want to be. And where do you want to be? What is important to you? And what is the size that's right for you? Because you don't have to be perfectly trim and completely fit. Maybe it's just 2 dress sizes, or maybe it's 2 pant sizes. Maybe you want to go from a 42-inch waist down to a 38-inch waist. Great. What a great goal. Go for it. Make it happen. You don't have an excuse. You really don't. If you take fit, you will be successful. It's that simple. It is truly that simple if you do it on a daily basis and you're consistent. He also did regular bursts of high-intensity activity. Very, very, very big part of it. In his comment, I love it. It takes 4 weeks for you to notice your body changing, 8 weeks for your friends, and 12 weeks for the rest of the world. Give it 12 weeks. Don't quit. You can do it. I thought that's such a great comment. Don't quit. You can do it. And I got to tell you, I lost personally 50 pounds doing this over 2 years ago, and I've been able to maintain that 50 pound of reduction, and everything that Mike is saying here is exactly how I feel. But what was amazing is I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, Steve, what did you do different? What is going on? Why are you so much, you look slim, you look great, you look healthy, and it gave me the perfect opportunity to introduce them to the FIT program. For you ladies out there, to give some, this is Marie. She did the FIT challenge recently. Look at, she went from, you can tell, when she sent in her original bio, and I know we're short on time, so I'll hurry up, Adam, but to give you some background, Marie, she was a mom that wanted to get something different. She wanted to be able to, her energy levels and the way she was fitting in her clothes, she wanted to just do something different. And over that 90 days, look at that smile, look at her excitement, her confidence, and her self-esteem. It's amazing. Now, I hope that this will come over to you. It's a video, and I'll have to see if, Adam, I don't know if you can send me a message via typing a message in here to make sure this comes through. But this is Rustin's story. Rustin was somebody we introduced to you at the rally. He was one of the very first people who tried FIT to see whether it would work, and this is his story.
Starting the FIT program, it was something that I knew I needed. I got to the point where I couldn't wear my wedding ring anymore. It just wouldn't fit. That was just something for me that I realized I needed to make a change. I needed to do something different and really start losing some weight. So before this, I mean, even back into high school, I was pretty fit and in shape. I was an athlete, played football, I played baseball, and so I was always in shape. And I think throughout the last 8 or 9 years of marriage, I've struggled with my weight up and down. I would lose a little bit of weight and then gain it right back, and was never really able to keep the weight off. 31 years old, and I reached a weight that I just had never been at before, and it kind of scared me, to be honest. And I realized that the direction I was going wasn't where I wanted to be or where I felt like I could be, and so I knew I needed to make a change. So when I started the FIT program, I started in January of 2014. I weighed about 237 pounds when I started. After the initial 90-day program, I had lost almost 50 pounds. I had got down to about 188. The format of the program is that it lays everything out for you. And that's something that I needed starting the program, to be able to just have something to follow and have a basic guideline that I could just go off of. Probably one of the main things that's changed in me going through the FIT program is probably just the confidence and self-esteem that I now have. That's really helped me throughout my life, through work, at home, being a husband with my kids, and I'm grateful for that. For me, I know that being healthy is something that will make a difference for the rest of my life. I have 3 wonderful little girls that mean everything to me, and so I know that it's important for me to be healthy so that I can be an active part of their life. I remember the day that I could wear my wedding ring, and we went out on a date and I had my wedding ring on, and it was kind of like a shock.
I remember reaching, and when I hold his hand I can feel if his ring's on or not, and it had been a really long time since I had felt that his ring was on.
I had accomplished that, and it kind of motivated me to keep working hard at it, that what I was doing was working and I needed to keep it up and not look back and keep going forward. I am Rustin. I am awesome. I am forever fit.
You look at Rustin and you think about these 2 simple questions, okay? Because they're 2 simple questions. I know you've asked them before, maybe about the business, maybe about your health and wellness, but I pose them to you again. I hope you'll listen. Why not you? Why not you? Literally, why not? You know, Rustin made a huge change in his life, and it has had massive impact on his levels to be with his kids and his family and doing the things that he wants to do with his life and his confidence and self-esteem. Why not you? And why not now? Why not now? What have you got to lose? It's the brand new year. Everybody's making commitments on what they want to do and New Year's resolutions. Why not now? Why not you right now? Why can't you be this person? Why can't this forever video be about you and what you did and the transformation that you did and how many people were inspired by you because of what you did? Why not be a force for good in the world today and get it out there so people can see the difference that you can make in your life? And they can do it too. People need to see success. You have it. You have it here. People will follow success. When they see you doing it and being successful, and they see the results, and that it becomes an emotional relationship, they feel confident, better about themselves, and it's also a health and wellness issue. It's not just that you're getting them fit so they feel and look better from a self-esteem standpoint, but they will be better people, healthier people because of it. And that's what we're doing here at Forever Living. We're not just selling another product. We're helping people transform their lives in a healthy, normal way that gets them to what they want to do. And that's what we do at Forever. We help people help themselves. It's really not a diet. It's a revolution. Because the way we're attacking nutrition and wellness right now, the way that we're attacking the world in helping change this mindset that you're stuck with where you're at, you're absolutely not stuck. Whether it's financial, whether it's physical, Forever Living can literally help you change lives. It's transformative, it's empowering, and it's like nothing else in the world. And you have it. And you now have the privilege of sharing it. So, 4 things. 1, follow success. You've seen it. Look at Adam May. Look at how successful he is. Look at what he's doing in his business. You have a great example of somebody who has been there, done that, and been successful. Then become a product of the products. To be able to talk about them passionately, you have to be a product of the products. I've lost 50 pounds. I've seen what aloe's done with my life. I see the energy levels I have. I know it works for me, and it's easy for me to talk about it with anybody else. I'm not selling anybody on anything. I'm just telling them what I believe. Enjoy success because it's there for you. If you want to be successful, it'll be there, and help others do the same. So we've run out of time, but I want to, and I apologize, Adam, for going over a little bit there at the very end, but I want to finish with this slide. You know, there's nobody who has a better smile than Rex Mon. He exudes confidence, self-esteem, but most importantly, he exudes love. And true greatness is forever. And I'm so grateful I've had the opportunity to be with you today. I hope I've educated you on the wellness that Forever offers, the nutritional products, the higher standard that we have here at Forever, why aloe is so important to us on a foundational level, and the incredible opportunity that you have by helping people with Vital 5 and the supplements associated with Vital 5 as well as with FIT. What a day it is to be a distributor here at Forever Living. Incredible opportunity. For those who just joined, you better thank your upline, because what a privilege. 37 years of experience, and these products just came in. You can walk in today and start fresh, and here you go. So I hope you thank your upline. I hope you'll appreciate Adam's time for taking to put this together, because for him and I, this is time we love to share with you. It's a wonderful experience to be part of Forever Living, and I wish you all the best in health and healing. Thank you so much.
Steve, thank you so much. I just want to say that it's been a real honor to have you on here this evening, and I've had so much feedback coming through on Facebook. I've had texts and emails from people. It's just been a wonderful experience, and I'm really, really grateful. We're all so grateful for you sharing your time, because I mean, I know just how busy you are. You've got so much to do, not only looking after the Forever nutraceuticals, but also keeping an eye on the plantations and everything else that you do. And we're so grateful for what you do and for the time that you've given us this evening. This will be an amazing experience for everyone who is listening, and for the 300 or 400 people who couldn't even get on the webinar. The recording is also going to be a wonderful experience too. Fantastic. Can't wait to see you soon. And if it's not before then I'm going to look forward to seeing you in Singapore.
Sounds great, Adam. Thanks so much for having me.
All right. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.